Hi, in this unit we are going to talk about two new keywords, the brick keyword and the next keyword. Now these two keywords can only be found in loops, for loop or while loops. It doesn't make sense for these two keywords to appear outside a loop. Alright. Now these two keywords are best explained using examples. Let's start with brick. I've programmed here, or rather a code fragment. Okay, a equals to 0 and there's a while loop. So this whole chunk of code is in the while loop. That's why two spaces to the right, followed by the end keyword for the while loop. So the loop starts here, ends here, and at the end there's a statement which prints the word ending to the screen. Now these three statements preceded by or prefixed by a hex. Now what are these three statements? When you see a hex in Ruby, it means that whatever is behind the hex, that means this text, on the same statement are comments. This is a comment. This is a comment and this is a comment. Now basically comments are ignored by Ruby. Comments are for human beings, you and me, to read. So these three statements will be ignored when the program runs. As time goes by, you realize that your code becomes more complex, more and more lines. You need to insert comments into your code. Otherwise, you probably won't be able to understand what you have written without too much difficulty after a while. So insert comments where relevant. Now at this point in time, I'm commenting out these three statements because I'm not going to use them. They are not to be taken into consideration for now. Also at this point in time, I want to introduce the advantage of using a colored editor, a colored text editor. So it really looks difficult, black and white here. If I look at the file using a color editor, for example, in this case, using Notepad++, things become so much easier to read. Commented lines appear in a different color. Okay, keywords like while and end, they appear in different color. So symbols, variables, they appear in different color. Numbers appear in different colors. So use a color editor. And of course you have line numbers here, which makes it really easy when you want to discuss a program with your friend. Okay, you can just say refer to line number 8, stuff like that. Okay, now let's go through this program manually. I'm going to keep track of the variable values and output here. So this will be output, what gets printed out. This will be used to store the current value of A as the program proceeds. So let's start. Okay, line number 1 ignored, line because it's a command, right? Line 2, line 3. So A we initialize to 0. Then I come to line 4. Is this true? Yes, because A is 0. So I will go in to line 5, print the star. Alright. Line 6, A equals to A plus 1. A now becomes 1. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Come to line 12, print a plus. So a star and a plus. Alright, go back to the while loops condition and check. Is this true? Yes. A is 1 and it's still smaller than 5. Go into line 5, print another star. A now becomes 2. Ignore, alright. Print a plus. Go back to the condition. Is this still true? Yes. Go in, print a star. A becomes 3. Print a plus. Okay. Is this still true? Yes. Go in, print a star. A now becomes A plus 1 or 4. Ignore this. Print a plus. Now this is kind of boring, right? Is this still true? Yes. For the last time, print the star. A now becomes 5. Print a plus. Okay, back to here. Is this still true? No. A is no longer smaller than 5 because A is 5. So this is no longer true, it's false. So I jump to line 14 and puts ending. Actually, what I should do is, let me insert a new line here, /n, so that ending will appear on a new line. Okay, save this. This is the expected output. Alright, now let's run this to confirm. So ruby eg.rb, example.rb. Looks exactly the same as what I had worked out on paper. Okay, so let's uncomment these 3 lines of code so that they are taken into consideration now. Save it. Now, I'm going to redo this whole thing. And let's see what happens. Now program starts, line 1 ignored, line 3 A is 0. This is true, go in, print a star. A equals to A plus 1, A now becomes 1. I go to line 8. Is this condition true? No. Ignore the if block. I'm not going to execute line 9. I'll jump directly to line 11, line 12, print a plus. Go back to the condition. Is A smaller than 5? Yes. Go in to line 5, print another star. A equals to A plus 1. A now becomes 2. I go to line 8. Now this condition is true. I go to line 9 where I hit the break statement. So the question is, what happens when you hit the break statement in a loop? The answer is simple. It breaks out from the loop immediately. So once I hit the break statement, I'm going to jump out of the whole while loop. Okay, so from line 9, I jump to line 14. I say again, from line 9, I jump to line 14, and I print out /n ending. Okay, let me, it's saved already. Let me confirm it by running the program. Star plus star ending, ... So that is the meaning of break. When you hit the break statement, break out from the loop immediately, jump to the next statement after the beyond the end keyword for the loop. Okay, that's break. You use it to get out of the loop prematurely. Now what about next? Okay, save it. Let's try. What's the difference between break and next? Okay, let's go through the whole thing again. Now program starts, A equals 0. Oops, A equals 0. This is true. Go in, print a star. A equals to 1 now. Okay. Is this true? No. Ignore line 9. Go to line 12, print a plus. Is this still true? Yes. Go in, print a second star. A equals to A plus 1. A now becomes 2. Is this true? Yes. Go into line 9. I hit the next keyword. Unlike break, you don't break out of the loop when you hit next. What you do is you go back to the beginning of the while loop and check the condition again. I say again, when you hit next in a loop, go back to the while loops, the statement and with the while loop, and check the condition again. If the condition is true, go in. If the condition is false, get out. So when you hit next, there is a possibility that I will carry on looping. So at this point in time, from line 9, I jump to line 4 and I check, is this true? Answer is yes. So I go into line 5 and print the star. Line 6, A becomes 3. Come here. Now A equals to true is false. Alright, so ignore. Go to line 12, print the plus. Go back to line 4. This is still true, right? So I go in and print another star. A now becomes 4. Not true, ignore. Okay. Print a plus. Come back to this. Still true. Go in, print a star. A equals to 5 now. Okay. Is this true? No. Ignore the if block. Print a plus. Go back to the while loop. In this time this is false, right? So I'll jump from line 4 to line 14. Print a new line followed by ending. Okay. Notice that there is one fewer plus sign here because I went into the if block at this point in time and hit the next statement. So because I hit the next statement and I missed out on line 12, jump back to line 4. I jump from line 9 to line 4 to check the condition. In this case, I went in again because the condition is still true. Now let's confirm that this output is correct. Run it. You see the 2 stars here. Okay, so I hope through this example you understand the difference between break and next. In a loop, when you hit the break statement, you jump out immediately beyond the end of the while loop. If you hit next, you don't jump out of the while loop, you jump to the while statement on top and check the condition again. In other words, there's still a possibility of going into the loop again and carry on. Now notice that this is a if block here, right? So the statement, in this case, there's only one statement in if block. Indent it 2 more spaces to the right, 2 or 4. Alright, 2 more spaces to the right. Now this is for readability. You realize that we have an if block in a while block. We have an if block embedded in a while block. It's very clear which statement is in which block if you do indentation. This statement is in the if block. This whole chunk of statements are in the while block or the while loop. Okay, because of the way you indent, it becomes very clear. So do indent your code. Do insert comments if necessary, if it helps you clarify your code.